Hello, my name is Tim Burridge. I just thought I would post a kind of an updated tutorial to a video I made quite a while ago now, probably coming around to about 3 years ago. That tutorial was named Bake Sound to F Curve, and I just thought I would share a method I worked out of having more control over the F curve once you have baked the sound to it. So I'm going to go over everything again. So we've got our blender scene, just default. We've got our cube. I'm going to be baking sound to the let's say the scale of the cube. So I'm just going to hit I, insert keyframe menu, and then go to scaling. Then I'm going to click and drag the little top thing to split the view into two views. Change it to graph editor. Now we've got our IPO curve here, and I'm just going to go key bake sound to F curve, and I'm going to find my sound file, which I have a little folder for. I'll be using sound files provided by the YouTube audio library. I'm not sure what one to pick, so I'm just gonna go for Atlanta. Actually, I'll just quickly show you one thing. See down here on the left, we have a bake sound to F curve menu, and this menu has little sliders for lowest frequency, highest frequency, attack time, release time, and threshold. Now, okay, so lowest frequency. What is the lowest frequency of audio that is going to affect the animation, so the scale in our context for the cube? So what you can do is, say if you only want the higher frequencies of an audio file, you can put that up to a higher number and then leave the highest frequency up. And likewise, if you want only the bass to be driving, say, something, just leave the lowest frequency at 0 and then drop the highest frequency way down to like maybe 100 hertz. Attack time. Now this is how fast the animation can like shoot up. So say we have it for driving the scale, how fast it can like grow. If you want it to like slowly expand and then drop down quickly, you could put that at 0.2 and then release time at 0.05. Or if you wanted it to expand really quickly, like an explosion, and then like slowly shrink back in, you can put the release time at 0.2 and attack time at 0.05. So I'm going to leave them both at 0.05. Threshold, I don't normally touch that. It just means what's the softest sound, the least amplitude of a frequency that can affect the curve. So if you only want like really loud sounds, you could turn that up, or if you want like all the sounds, you could just leave that down. I don't normally touch accumulate, additive, or square. I think they deal with specific ways of interpreting the curve and whatnot. So normally I just leave everything else the same. So let's just select our clip again and go bake sound to F curve. Now if we play Alt A, we can see that the curve does the scale of the object does move. As you can see in the graph editor here, we have our baked sound. If we go normalize, not normalize, I just hit the full stop / delete key on the number pad to kind of like fit all the curve in the window. So this is controlling the scale on all axes. As we can see, it's moving around, working quite nicely. Now, I came into I used this technique to control these columns that kind of like stuck out of the ground in one of my latest projects for university, my post-production assignment. You can see that video on my YouTube channel. Basically, I had to realign that with the music in one of the scenes. It wasn't lined up. And the only problem with the bake sound to F curve modifier is that, see, now that I have the curve here, if I hit G, which is grab, normally you can grab and move the curves along. And we don't really have any control over that. You can use a envelope modifier. This only really just changes the like the Y scale, so you can make it like stronger and displace it up, or you can make it softer, so it doesn't affect the scale as much. But it's probably better to not use that. Select all your curves, and then here in the 3D window we have this it's under the T. It's called the I'm not sure what it's called. It's like a little side left-hand window. It's got all these tabs as of 2.7. Under the animation tab, if we have our object selected and then go bake action, make sure the start frame is 1, and the end frame you can either put at whenever you finish rendering, or you can put it at the end of the audio clip. End of the audio clip here is probably 1800. Frame step, I would leave at 1. You can put it at 2 if you want less accuracy. Leave it only selected. Everything else you can just leave, and then just hit OK. It'll pause for a bit because it's got a lot of keys to insert and like play with. But what this does is basically it makes the baked sound F curve into a standard animation curve that you can edit yourself just by selecting the handles and grabbing and moving around and whatnot. So now that we have that, it behaves exactly the way it did before we baked the animation curve. But now that we have this, we can select it all. We can scale it, make it bigger or smaller. We can move it on the x-axis if we wanted to like displace it in time to match it up to an audio clip or an animation. Basically, it's exactly the same now as if you had hand animated the scale to the music. So this helped me a lot, and it was like a really simple tool and a simple action to do. So I just thought I would share that. So I hope that helps. You can use the bake sound to F curve modifier for any kind of animation. You can use it to control the camera, object scale, location, rotation, even diffuse colors, any attribute. Basically anything that you can normally keyframe, you can now drive by music. Yeah, so I hope that helped, and thank you.